Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So I have the privilege to, thanks I guess to my gray hair and my long standing at IPTC, to make a small journey into the past. You have been taken around for the future developments and challenges which are in front of us, but we should not forget that IPTC was founded 50 years ago, and that what we are celebrating today is somewhere inherited from my predecessors, from our predecessors as members of IPTC. So I try to make it short because I don't have too much time, but just to give you some ideas about what were the challenges 50 years ago. So 1955, a lot of things happened in 1955, and I didn't want to be too pessimistic, but just to have things positive way. James Bond was there. It was Thunderball, just released, with a new Aston Martin car, DB5, which is now the symbol of James Bond. And the Beatles had a specific hit. They were on top of the chart for many weeks in many countries with their album. And you, of course, had a lot of histories about to cover as news agencies were challenged and as the press was challenged at that time. So strangely enough, we have our anniversary in quite sequence with ITU. So ITU is maybe a body that you don't know about or you don't remember that you heard about, is the International Telecommunication Union. This was a body set up 150 years ago from now, 100 years ago when they were challenged by IPTC. And ITU was to organize the development of telecommunication, telegraph, satellite, everything which is very, very common for us, but which was started 150 years ago in 1865. And you had another body, which is the branch of ITU, dealing with the specific telecommunication side of ITU, and not the radio and satellite side, which was another branch. And this body, CCITT, was planning for all the new developments, planning for the regulation, planning for the tariffs to be applied worldwide to any type of users. And the press was trying to challenge these two bodies in order to get access to telecommunication means in a better way, in more efficient way, and in order to have some business opportunities. They were challenging the tariffs applied by these big regulatory organizations. So the press, as such, had no entrance, no way of communicating with these different international bodies. And they decided that it was a time to make a change. They could not succeed to pass on their message, and they wanted to have some organization to be not on an equal level, but an organization to defend the press requirements. So at that time, news was carried around by telegraphic technology. So it's five-level codes, and it was running on tapes. Picture had a very specific type of drum scanning device, which was synchronizing and mimicking the the voice over telephone lines. So this was a French invention. There is a challenge between the Americans because they had also somebody doing something similar. But I guess we were first in 1905. So Mr. Bellin made this development. So that was how the news was carried around. I guess during that time you had plenty of bad troubles in the world. You had the Vietnam War, you had these Pakistan against India trouble. So it was not easy to communicate from this part of the world back to the US or back to Europe. And the 7 organizations that you have in front of you decided that it could not continue like that, and they should have a mean to levy against these regulatory bodies. So you had the CPU. The 3 on the top were the leading ones. They organized the ID, and they were fighting for their church against the different ITU entities. The decision they took to organize the communication with IPTC was they wanted to have only a large organization that will federate other members. So you don't have any news agencies, you don't have small publishers or editors within this direct representation. The representation was done through these international bodies. So you had the 7 gathering together, and on the 22nd of September, they organized a 2-day meeting not far from here in Bouverie Street at the British Newspaper Proprietors Association. They had a 2-day conference where they set up the IPTC, nominated the chairman, the vice chairman, the treasurer, and they started to work together with the 2 different mottos, or 3 mottos that you had on the top. The first one is Unite Forces. So this is a very classical decision. The second thing, which is very much balanced within the IPTC articles and the way IPTC is working, is we want to balance transatlantic and worldwide interest. It is not just the American bodies, it is not just the European bodies, it is a worldwide interest that we have to share and we have to fight together. And the main focus was to present to the CCITT the hard facts of the press needs. So that was the challenging. And they set up working parties. So you had committees. The committees are numerous. Finance committee, I don't know exactly what they were doing in this one. High-speed transmission, tariff and facilities, facsimile. So facsimile was the press facsimile and the way to transmit news pages, already made news pages around the world. Public relation and satellite. So today we don't have that much of committees. We still have public relation, and we have another committee, which is the Standards Committee, which I am heading. And this Standards Committee is encompassing all the working parties groups that are working on the different subjects that are of interest to the members today. I think today we have some continuity within our operation. We have just 2 quickly. One is James Bond is still there with a new opus. And the royal family is still there. the Queen Elizabeth is still having the leading on the UK and maybe Commonwealth. So the world is not changing so much, but IPTC is focusing on metadata and rights. So we are far from tariffs. I guess we have changed completely the environment. And now it is focusing on mobiles. Everything we do in life is immortalized by mobile. We have still some photographers, we have still some videographers, as the one in the room shooting, but the rest of the world around you is taken by mobile. So we have changed the environment of IPTC. We have changed the organization because we have direct membership, we have news agencies, we have software vendors, we have publishers around the table. And we need to adapt to this new world because we have new technical challenges, and the interest that we all share is for the business development and opportunities in our media sector. So you may missed one of the quote I had. The quote I had was from the former chairman talking to Oliver Robinson. Oliver Robinson was the managing director of IPTC, was nominated very quickly after the foundation of IPTC, and he ran the agency, the organization for more than 20 years. And Oliver Robinson discussed with this chairman, and the chairman said, I guess we have invented or created an organization where we are going to spend a lot of time without being paid. And I'd like to thank all the members, the past members and the current members of IPTC, who spent effectively a lot of time working together. They are defending their organization, but on the other side, they are spending a lot of time doing this kind of work that we are requesting without being paid. This is done on Saturdays, on Sundays, this is done in evenings. So thank you all for this work, and thank you all for attending this symposium.